Morning, welcome to a new week. So this week is all about creating these Christmas tree dresses. So we got one of the frames pretty much together last night, so we know what we're doing now. I'm just heading down to Kmart to buy another Christmas tree because we sort of figured out that there's not quite enough branches. So I'm hoping 4 trees between the 3 dresses is enough, but I might actually need to buy a 5th one. And I have to go and get some more chicken wire as well. So as soon as I've done that, I'm going to get home and start building the other 2 frames. Alright, I'm back from the shops with all the extra supplies we need. I've got a 4th Christmas tree, which I'm hoping will be enough. Might have to go back and get another one. I've got more wire, so we're about to make the 2nd frame. And then hopefully after that one will be pros, and then I'll film making the 3rd one for the video. We've now got all 3 of the frames made. So that was our first one that we did yesterday. The 2nd one, and then the 3rd one's upside down on the table at the minute. So I think what I'm going to do, it sits quite well over that chair, so I think I'm going to put the chair on the table and start attaching some of the Christmas tree branches and see how they look. My husband's bent the ends over on some of these because they're just at right angles to fit into the actual Christmas tree. So he's hammered these over so that they're easier to attach with the cable ties. So I'm going to start putting them on and see how they look. I've just put the first branches on the skirt really roughly and spread them out to see how they're going to look. I can still see the chicken wire through them a bit. I'm wondering if I might need to spray paint the chicken wire. And you can see the silver of the hula hoop. Although I've still got baubles and lights to go on, so that's going to help disguise it as well. I don't want to put too many more branches on, otherwise it's going to get pretty heavy. And you can still see the strip of the gaffer tape there as well, which I need the gaffer tape to hide the sharp bits because I don't want anyone cutting themselves. Don't want to cut performers on sharp wire. So yeah, I'm wondering if some dark green spray paint might be the way to go next. I've just received this parcel of some nice mannequin heads to use for display in the studio, and they're good for styling wigs on as well. But how is that for an appallingly packaged parcel? It's ripped completely, and I'm guessing the post office or somewhere along the delivery they've taped it all up again. It's ripped through again there and there. I hope there's no damage. I'll make sure I take lots of photos in case there is. It's ripped there and there. Really, really unimpressed with that. You think something as delicate as these, that they'd send them in a box. Better open it and check to see if anything's damaged. I've opened them and thankfully They all look okay. That one's got a little bit of a dent in. I don't think that really matters. Weirdly, they've sent me 2 different colour bases. One's white and one's cream. But never mind, they're still really pretty. I love the floral ones, are gorgeous. And I've got this lovely wooden stand as well. So these are gradually replacing those ugly polystyrene heads I've got in the studio at the minute. So yeah, despite the rubbish packaging, I'm happy with them. I think they'll look really pretty in the studio. This morning I am on my way to CIT again. A couple of months ago I was there to help out with one of the projects the students are working on and to critique their designs and their mood boards and everything. So today I'm back to see the results of the project that they've been working on all this time. So I've just finished the first dress that's going to go under these Christmas tree skirts. So the idea was that the dress could be worn without it as well. So I've made a stretchy sequin dress. It zips up the back. It's got some boning down the side just to help support it. It's got some extra elastic around through the top here, and I've done this insert at the side which should help the performers. It will stop their arms rubbing on these sequins as they're wearing it. I don't want them to end up with chafing. One of the challenges with this commission was that it was going to be worn by different performers for each performance, and their sizes vary from a size 8 to a size 12. Their heights vary as well. So I've made this a size 10. So I think it's better to have it too big for the smaller girls because it can easily be pinned in, whereas if it can't do up on the bigger girls, there's nothing you can do. So it's a size 10. I'm a 12 at the minute. I've tried it on and it fits me. So hopefully it will work for all of the sizes. So it finishes around knee length or just above the knee, depending on how tall the performer is. There's some movement in the skirt. It's all fully lined. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. I don't do a huge amount of stretchy stuff these days, and it's been a long time since I did a stretch dress like this, but I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and I hope it fits everybody. If you're interested in me adding these stretch sequin dresses to my collection, just let me know, because I can do this shorter, I can do it longer, I can do it fuller. I think it needs to keep the neckline like this to keep it tight across the top to stay up. But if you're interested in me adding these, I wonder if you could do like a little gather there. That could look quite nice. Ooh, could even add some boning over the bust as well. Oh, there's lots of possibilities. Once I finish this order, I might experiment and see what a long one looks like, whether the weight of the sequins is too much. But morning, it's Friday morning. I've got 2 days left to get everything finished for this order. The bases for the dresses are out here still. I haven't been able to work on them because the weather's just been so awful. They're too big to bring inside, so I have to work on them outside. So they're still outside. Yesterday I was in the city in the morning. I had a meeting with one of my mentors and my investors, and there was it's that time of year. It's that time of year where I have to give a sort of update to my investors about what's going on with the business. So I had that meeting yesterday morning. I couldn't make it to the big event last night because I had too much to do, but they totally understood. So that's all good. So I got home just after lunch yesterday, and I got the red dress is all made and together and just needs hemming. Then I worked till late last night and I got the lining of the gold dress done as well. So this morning I'm going to be getting on with these sequin dresses because I need to get the gold one together first so that it's got time for the hem to hang before I hem it. Then I'm going to get the red one finished, and then after that I'm going to be working on the waistbands and the bows to go on the back. Probably not going to film much because I just need to get my head down and get on with it. And I need to start on the headpieces, and then the weather forecast is better for tomorrow, so I will be getting on with the skirts and finishing them tomorrow. So dresses, waistbands and bows today, the Christmas tree skirts tomorrow, and then tomorrow evening I can get all the headpieces done. It's gonna be a late night. And tonight I'm actually out banging at the basement with Jolene and Bambi from Crew Bits are putting on an event. There's loads of performers, and I'm having a stall there with Just Be and Rockstars and Royalty. So I've only got till about 4:30 to sew today. Then I've got to get myself ready, get packed, and get up to the basement in Belconnen and get set up ready for the event. It's early Saturday morning and I'm about to start sewing. Everything's being picked up at midday tomorrow, so I've got today and tonight to finish it. Here's where I'm up to. So the red dress is completely finished, and I've also done the waistband and the bow on that one, which I'm really happy with. It's huge. You can see once it's got the Christmas tree skirt under it, it'll look great. The silver dress is completely finished. The gold dress is together and just needs hemming. I didn't end up going to the event last night. I was so tired. Whoops. And I crooked my neck and I couldn't look right. I just didn't have the energy or the mental capacity to do it. So I ended up staying here and working. I've got the 3 Christmas tree parts of the headpieces done. There are actually going to be 2 headpieces. So part 1's done. They're a bit bigger than in my drawing because I had to hide the battery pack in them. But they all turn on. Let me find. So in here is a switch. So they light up. I'm really pleased with those. So they're all finished. And the branches can be moved out the way so that the batteries can be changed in the lights. So it's just before 8 o'clock now. I'm about to work on the silver waistband and the silver bow. Then I'm going to move on to doing the skirts. The weather is way nicer today and I have to do the skirts outside, so that's a good thing. Next I'm going to start working on the tabs and waistband for the first skirt. So I had to find a way that would hold up the weight of the skirts but was also adjustable for being worn by different performers. So I bought this thick webbing tape, which is super strong. I didn't have quite as much as I needed, so I've got some just sort of cotton drill tape here. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but that's pretty strong too. And then for the waistband, I've got the thick stuff and then the thinner stuff, which I'm going to sew on the end so it can tie around. So the idea is I'm going to stitch, I've just put some clear glue on the ends of these, to stop them fraying. I'm going to stitch down a loop at the top of all of these, which this waistband will then go through. And I'm then going to have to hand stitch these onto the wireframe because I can't get it under the sewing machine. So I'm going to stitch all of the loops at the top, stitch the ends onto the waistband here, and then go and hand sew it onto the first one and make sure it's going to work. So right now I'm sewing the tabs, so you can see how I've sewn them. I've left the loop at the top which the waistband will go through. I've got 9 of them pinned around the top of the skirt and I'm hand sewing them into place with this really super strong thread. It's the Gutterman, oh, I'm not sure what it is, but it's the Gutterman, oh, I think I may have bought the upholstery one, I can't remember, but it's a, yeah, it's a really strong back thread. So I'm using this really strong thread and I'm using it double to hand sew these on, and you can see they're really strong once they're on there because it's going to take quite a bit of weight. So I'm going to keep going. I've got 9 of them to do. I've put 2 close together at the back, so that would be where the back of the waistband comes through and ties. So I'm going to keep sewing, then I'm going to put all the branches on and try it on with all the weight on it and make sure it's going to work. We've decided just to shorten the frames a little bit. We've just done one more fold at the bottom and my husband's just wiring it into place, and we'll give it another coat of spray paint just because there was so much wire showing below the bottom of the branches. So we'll still keep the length with the branches, but this should stop the wire showing quite so much. My original plan for the dresses was using the Christmas tree branches with the part that joins into the tree just bent over into a hook at the end, hooking them into the wire and then cable tying them, but they're so heavy. I put them on and didn't cable tie them and tried them and it was just too heavy. So what I'm doing now is I've cut all of the branches off individually to take out that heavy metal centre, and I'm cable tying them all on individually, which is taking forever, but it actually looks really, really good. It looks way better and it's giving me better coverage than if I'd used the individual branches. So I'm going to keep doing it like this, even though it's really time consuming, because I think it's going to look way better in the long run. And hopefully this will be a lot lighter for the performers to wear. It's still going to be pretty heavy, but not nearly as heavy as Plan A. It's about 11:30 at night. I've been working since 8 o'clock this morning and I've still got loads to do, but everything in the studio is now done. So I've got the 3 dresses with the 3 waistbands and the 3 bows, and then I've got all of the headpieces and wigs ready as well. Each costume has a wig and then 2 separate headpieces. So you've got the Christmas tree one that lights it up, and then the separate sparkling one behind it, so they can wear one or the other or both together. So that's the silver with the stars. That's the gold. It was going to have a bow, but I'm not sure it needs it. I kind of like it just like it is. And then the red is red and white glitter. I'm really happy with them. I think they're going to need a lot of bobby pins to hold both on, because the Christmas tree ones ended up quite chunky to hide the battery pack. But it's doable. I've put them both on my head and it works. Just might be a little bit harder with wigs because they can be quite slippery. So that's all that done. One of the skirts has got all the branches on. One is started, so first thing in the morning I need to finish one ready for collecting tomorrow. So the one that's got all the branches on, I need to add the branches around the top, baubles and fairy lights. Okay, so I ended up going to bed around 1 o'clock last night. Then I was up again and out here by 8, and I finally finished the first dress and it's about to be collected and it looks so cool. I'm so pleased with it. So I've just finished filming it and photographing it. And at the back, oh, the bow looks amazing. It's got lights on, but you can't even see them because it's so bright and sunny. So that is dress 1 done. I just hope they like it when they get it this afternoon. So it's now nearly 8:30 in the evening. The gold dress has all been collected and they used that for rehearsals this afternoon. This one is completely finished now, apart from putting the lights and the baubles on it. And the third dress is in the living room, and we're probably about an hour off getting all the branches on that. So tomorrow I can do lights and baubles and do the final videos and photos of these two. And then they'll be ready to collect as well. And next week's vlog, I will be going along to Hotel on the Saturday to see the first performance wearing the dresses. So I'll show you how it all comes together. And I think I might even do a separate video. I've filmed a tutorial about how to make the Christmas tree skirt, and I think I'll even do a separate video about the 3 costumes. So that's it for this week's vlog. I'll catch you next week.